Okay, it's recording.
Okay, cool.
Just started recording. New
All right.
recording. Okay.
Yeah, we can. Someone's asking what's the link for my share today. I thought I sent them, but
Here's the link right here.
yeah, but like, I have to.
It's copied on your computer also. Just like
Okay, thanks.
Do you need your glasses?
Oh shoot, hon, is this it? Let me just Mr. Benny. Let me just forward this. Forward, wild, forward, send. Oh, okay, whatever. I sent one. Oh, Jonah said Zoomshteiging with Rav Pasha starting up.
You're gonna post
Yeah,
it
right?
on
Yeah,
Facebook also?
I'm gonna post it on Facebook.
The link to join the Zoom share. No?
Oh no.
Oh.
So Thursday night shiur was only for the Orayta Talmidim. Monday is for everyone.
I got you. Okay, by Monday, but have to show me.
Yeah.
You good here, bro? Looking
Yeah.
good. Looking fresh. Have fun, bro.
Peace out.
Your
bro.
farm that around your desk, I just put over here. Okay?
Oh, well, I need this phone on my computer on my bed. But also I need those makoros over here.
Okay. And this was a safer over by your bed. Do you need this?
What?
Do you need this?
Admit. Yo. No.
All right, bro. Have fun.
Thanks, dude.
Yep,
Peace out.
sure.
Yo.
Oh,
What is up, brother?
what up?
Good to see ya. Yo, I got a new keeper. Not velvet anymore.
Yeah, I know. I switched.
I like it. So it's all good. It's all good, you know. Look at mine today.
Wow, I love that.
No, thanks. Yeah. So we got the Makoros on the side. I put it in the chat. Like I sent it up. First of all, what is going on, Jonah? And yo, we got Blau over here. We got Joe Blau. Yo, what's up, guys?
What's going on? We got the rocket shippers.
Oh,
Bro, we're back.
how are you guys chilling? Oh, we're back. Big
We're
time.
so back.
Big time, yo. It's like we didn't even miss a beat.
It's wild.
Hey, yo, Blau, you here?
Yo.
Yo, where's your face, yo?
One second. I'm getting organized here. 1 second.
All right, fine. He's getting organized. Yo, so how's everyone doing in this Corona site?
It's quite the situation.
Quite the opportunity, yo.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you at?
So I am in Yeshiva's Geula Shaul. I am like on a farm. We have a goat. We have
Corbenet.
Corbenet. Nice, good call.
Yo, I'm up to date. Shmuel.
You're holding,
Don't think
you're
I'm
holding.
up to date.
I have the goat Corbenet, and you know the name of the the full name of the goose. That's harder.
I don't know the goose.
Gucci Geula, the gender neutral guard goose.
I love that.
We have a suffix, because like she's not laying eggs, so it's either because she's a girl and she doesn't have a boyfriend, or it's because she's a guy. No one knows.
Yeah.
It's
It's not binary.
not binary.
No,
Yeah.
not she. The goose not binary.
Yeah, we love this goose. She's crazy. Or he just goes around talking. She guards the yeshiva. She guards the yeshiva. Anyone who like comes in, she flaps her wings. It's
Wow.
pretty, I know how to get rid of her. You just feed her some matzah. She loves matzah.
Wow.
Speaking of matzah, how was everyone's Pesach?
It was
Lot of
good.
constipation.
Felt the freedom.
Felt the
Great
freedom.
Pesach.
Yeah, last year we talked about Pesach, talking about stuff, This week we got a fire sugya. You guys see the Makoros?
I pulled him up. I'll put him in the chat here. So if they don't have
Put
it,
him in the chat. I put him
I'll
in
put
the
him up
chat.
his chat.
Put him in the chat. Now you did also. I put the Hebrew in. Anyone who you guys are in college now. You guys are in college now, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try to shteig them, to shteig the things. But first, I haven't seen you guys in a long time. So before like the beginning of shiur, I like to learn daf alef. You guys know about Daf Aleph?
We're holding by Daf Aleph.
It's a classic.
Because, you know, like the Gemara starts Daf Beis, you know? So when the Satmar Rav came to America, like he spent the first days of shiur, just kind of getting to know everyone. Everyone's like, yo, why aren't we learning? He's like, yo, getting to know the people that are like, that you're learning with, that you're shteiging with, that's Daf Aleph.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great word.
I thought Pashut Harenstein doesn't play in the arena of first name basis
That's also true. Now I have a cheat code.
because you can just hover over with the mouse.
Yeah, exactly. I could just tell you guys names. But you guys all have nicknames anyways. But I was talking to Rav Vinny, and Rav Vinny's like, yo, like who's like your crew? And I was like giving him names. I was giving him nicknames.
Oh, squad's so deep.
What? Yeah, this
We
is
just got
so deep.
we got
going
another
deep.
one coming.
This is going deep. Now, let me send. I've been sending out the Zoom things to like my to like, you know, to the crew. This is more like, are you guys all the same year?
Trying to bet together.
Yeah.
Okay. We still haven't had anyone from my first year.
What about Poslins?
I just texted Poslins. I'm like, Poslins, where are you? Poslins shop, but we're good. We're good right now. I just gotta see Blau and Wild's face. You know, we don't have to. We could go on.
Oh,
I'm
there
gonna
he is.
be driving while
Hey,
this is
guys.
going on.
Who's gonna be driving? Yo, what's up,
I'm gonna be
dude?
driving.
Who's driving? Who said that driving?
I'm driving. Oh, Jake Weil.
Oh,
Yo.
you're gonna be driving. All right, cool. So listen in.
Shalom.
Listen in. Wait, hon, where's it? Yo! What's crack-a-lacking, bro?
What's up?
Man, it's amazing to see you guys.
Yeah, can we get a good shteigin it?
We're gonna get a good shteigin. Oh, we shteigin. Shteigin da. You guys know shteigin da?
No.
Shteigin da is the yeshivish way of saying shteigin here. And then I'm opening up a pizza store, right? In the yeshiva, and it's gonna be called shteigin za. And if like the lockdown, we don't know what's going to happen with the lockdown, but if the lockdown is in and only essential businesses can go out and people are like, yo, I need to learn some Torah and I want pizza. So they call us up. We go out to deliver the pizza. They say, why are you going out? We're like, we're delivering pizza. And we go there and we learn Torah with the people that ordered it. And then we're really shteigin za.
Oh,
You know? People looking at me like, shteigin, huh?
Are you guys going to learn?
Mom's essential.
But you have to learn 6 feet apart, though, no?
It's not. No one's really as makpid over here as they are in America. In America, people are like losing it, you know?
Yeah.
Israel, people are more prepared to deal with tough times because people here go into the army. We don't get as bugged out as Americans who never dealt with one tough thing, born with a silver spoon in their mouth, never dealt with anything hard, and then boom, corona, boom, it like drowns them. But people who have gone through this stuff, people who have gone through difficult times, and obviously it's not everyone, people who have gone through difficult times are uniquely like able now to you know, to share their wealth of knowledge about like how they dealt with like tough times and how the world can move through this. We grow through the difficulty and we can move through this to Geula. And that is a real possibility. And this is like a real, something that's on the table right now. And so with that in mind, I like put together a shiur. I was like, well, let's figure out what actually is the world to come. What's going to happen?
What's that?
Is it so crazy? You know, is it like so like out of the realm of normalcy? What's it like, yo? What do you guys think Geula is going to be like? Just to start off, you know? Like what's going to happen?
I think that's the main question Shlomo Yitzchak wants to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah,
I
we
wonder-
all want to know what's going to be.
It's gonna
So,
look like.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't know.
good answer. Bleiben schwer. All right, so let's see what the Makoros say. The first source sheet is Gemara in Sanhedrin, Sadi Tes Amud Aleph. The Gemara is going to bring a machlokas, right? Amar Rabbi Chiya bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Chiya bar Abba says near Yochanan, Kol hanavim kulan lo nisnavu el limos Mashiach. all of the Nevi'im, all of the Nevi'im, they did not give Nevuah. All of their Nevuah, they was talking about Yemos HaMashiach, the days of Messiah. Aval le'olam haba, but the world to come, which is an anderish zach. You guys remember what anderish means?
A juxtaposition of concepts. No, I have no idea.
Oh, good answer.
Anderish, they say. Like
Anderish, different. It's a different. It's an anderish zach. Yo, anderish zach is a different thing, and a zelba zach, which is the same thing. All right. So this is an anderish zach, right? It says olam haba ayin lo rasa lim zulasecha. Right? Like, it's not even feasible. It's not even we can't even comprehend it. It's like trying to think of another color. Ayin lo rasa. The eye hasn't even seen. Right? So they quote that pasuk in Yeshayahu. So we have two times the shita of Rabbi Yochanan. Upliga the Shmuel, and he's arguing with Shmuel. The Amar Shmuel, Ein bein ha'olam hazeh li'yemos HaMashiach ela shi'bud malchius bilvad. There's no difference between Zman Hazeh nowadays and Yemos HaMashiach except for Shibud Malchios.
Whoa.
Okay?
Doesn't the Rambam say that?
What did you just ask, bro?
I take it back. Bottle it up.
Okay. So first, I hear you, bro. First, we're going to take a look at the Gemara and analyze it a little bit. Before we see Rashi, before we see Rambam, before we see anyone. Right?
Pasha, I got a question.
Yeah,
what's really the machlokas here? Like, who is Shmuel arguing with, and in what context?
Shmuel is clearly arguing with Rabbi Yochanan because it says upliga de Shmuel. But the mahus, the essence of the machlokas, we're gonna talk about. But what do you guys think Shibud Malchios means? What does that mean, Shibud Malchios? That's the only difference. What does that mean?
I think it means like cultural hegemony. It's not just being like necessarily physically oppressed, but it's like more of like an intellectual oppression and a cultural oppression.
And so that's going to be ending the cultural oppression?
Hopefully.
In what way cultural oppression? Because I hear that word. That's like, I think how I wanted to learn also. That like Shibud Malch, yeah.
Maybe it could be that like Israel as a nation isn't beholden to like world superpowers, and
so that there are two ways to learn this.
it could be physical or like culturally.
Described it as two ways. The first way you described it is, I think, like the more like yeshivish way, or like the more like, this is how the Rambam says. The Rambam, we'll see in a second, the Rambam's going to be like, yo, the Shibud Malchus is that none of the nations are going to be like subjecting the Yidden. You know, like we're going to have we're going to like be able to sit and learn and no one's going to stop us. According to what the Rabbah, that's how the Rambam learned. But I was thinking more along the lines of the first way you learned. The first way you learned that there's not going to be any Shibud Malchius, because it doesn't, Shibud Malchius, the subjugation of the nations, but Malchius of the kings. I think that it could be read that there's not going to be Shibud Malchius, that the government isn't going to be taking advantage of us and subjugating us. You know,
I like that.
This is not, so the difference is that with an Am learning, it's not just about Am Yisrael. And like
it's about the world.
About the whole world. And the government in America, and the government in Kenya, and the government in Australia. And there's not going to be any guy in a suit telling me what I can and cannot do with my conscience, for example.
I
think the Corona Torah, though, I know you're into the Pshat, but maybe you could say the Remez is Ela Shibud Malchios Bilvad, that the Shibud that the Malchios are putting on us, that we need to be Bilvad, that we need to be alone, that's gonna come to an end.
Ela Shibud Malchios, and what is the Shibud Malchios?
Is Bilvad.
It's a narrow nationalism, and also maybe you could say that nationalisms will end, like Shibud Malchiot will just won't be a thing anymore.
Right. Meaning
people won't just be defined by their small nationality. It'll just like go away.
I hear
and
that.
We'll be able to like be like a world family.
That this is going to be just like a society of like the world, and everyone's going to be like, there's not going to be like a France and America. Like everyone's just going to be like everyone under their fig tree. I hear that. Shibud Malchius Bilvad. I hear what Jonah said before. That's like a good like Purim Corona Torah over there.
Yeah.
Ela shibud malchus bilvad. That's the only difference. And so then we're in Yemos Mashiach, and this is it. Not such a good Yemos Mashiach. Like Yemos Mashiach is supposed to be awesome. It's got to be something that's dope.
I once, but isn't Rambam like very rational? So he wouldn't be talking about anything that's like supernatural. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
We're not there, Rambam yet. Right now, we're just trying to understand what Shibud Malchus is. We saw two opinions. We saw like two ways to look at it. I prefer the one that like has every single person free from the government. Because if everyone's chilling, everyone's happy, then you won't need governments to force us to do things and regulate stuff, and everyone would be allowed to search and chill on their own thing. If we all realize that we're all chelek Eloha, and so then no one's gonna wanna. There's not gonna be wars or nothing. No one's gonna wanna subjugate. But that's one inyan. Another question that I had on this Gemara was, according to Shmuel, what happens in Olam Haba? Shmuel only talks about Yemos HaMashiach, right?
Right.
Is that like post Tchiyat HaMetim? Is that before?
Another great question. Where does Tchiyat HaMesim come into this? Where does the other stuff? Have any other examples of like things that this Gemara is not talking about? Other things that are
like what Gan Eden is?
Gan Eden, very good. What about Mechemes Gog Umagog?
Yeah.
Like when does that happen? These are just these ideas that like we've all grown up hearing about, but now we're actually going to see like what it says in the sources, which is the most.
You could argue though that Shmuel is moda to Rabbi Yochanan on Inyane Olam Haba, and he's cholek with him only on Yemos HaMashiach.
I hear you.
It's not really so clear. It's like there's. It seems like there's a couple lines missing from this Gemara.
I hear you. You could say that the machlokas is only by Yemos HaMashiach, but then by Olam Haba, are you going to tell me that? So Shmuel holds that ayin lo ra. What about all the Nevi'im? The different Nevi'im, Kol Nevi'im Kula.
So then he would.
The Lechem Mishnah actually says that Shmuel holds that that's like Olam Haba. It's Yemos HaMashiach. We'll see. We'll see it inside. I don't know if I shelled to the Lechem Mishnah. I just saw it, but we can see it inside. I have my Rambam right here, obviously. But so just one more question that I wanted to ask is, what does Kol HaNevi'im Lo Nisnabu El Yemos HaMashiach? What does that refer to? Like, what is that?
I think it's the Nevi'im in Tanakh.
Right, but I'm saying like, what specifically are they like talking about? Like what events are they referring to?
Gula.
Something to think about what it represents, what it means. You hear the kasha? You hear the kasha? Like what is the hagdara of the what are they referring to that's going to happen in Yemos HaMashiach according to Rabbi Yochanan? But for Olam Haba, ayin lo rasa, there's nothing feasible, like nothing close to anything that we've experienced. Right. But what is like Kol HaNevi'im that they gave the nevuah only for Yemos HaMashiach? What is he saying by that? That they didn't give any nevuah except for it's going on the time of Yemos HaMashiach, but Olam Haba, like they weren't even giving nevuah about that. So all of the nevi'im stuff. Okay, we'll talk about that because I was thinking that could be a reference to what Simon talked about, Vigidi Velv, that he said that where's Tchiyas HaMesim, and so maybe that right, but
yeah.
But right now we're gonna see how a few of these Rishonim learned the Gemara, right? So the first source I bring is the Rambam in Hilchos Tshuva, talking about Olam Haba, right? He says, "Ha'olam haba ein bo guf v'gviyah, ela nafshos tzadikim bilvad below guf k'malachei hashares." So immediately the Rambam tells us that Olam Haba is Olam HaNeshamos. that there's no body, there's no physicality, and so we're gonna have to see where the Rambam learned that from. But let's see a little bit more because there's I wanna see a little more of this Rambam. But that was the Iker. The Rambam learns that Olam Haba is below Guf Kamal Chasharis. Hoil the Ein Bo Gvios, Ein Bo Achila, the Lo Shtia, the Lo Davar Mikol Dvar Shaguvos Ben Adam Tzrichen Hem Olam Hazeh. No physicality whatsoever. The Lo Yara Davar Min Dvarim She Me'arin Leguvos Olam Hazeh. There's not even any concept, right? You go in yeshiva, the amida, the shena, the mitzvah, the etzev, the schok, the chayoti, the happiness, sadness, sitting, right?
Doesn't sound great.
It doesn't sound great. It sounds, but it's also, who does it sound like that he's paskening like?
Not like Shmuel.
Right. Yeah. Well, we don't know what Shmuel held about Olam Haba, but yeah, I hear you. You know, it doesn't sound like.
I like laughing.
I like laughing. I like sitting. Dude, I love sitting. It's my favorite thing, except for lying down. And then standing. Standing's the worst out of those three. The low ya'ara, but none of that could happen. You know, if I couldn't stand, I would really love to stand, I think. You know, and like you can't stand, but these concepts are not even applicable. You know? So
Quantitatively different.
Yeah, like so he says. And now the Rambam doesn't always do this. The Rambam rarely actually brings a Gemara and quotes it. The Rambam very rarely does that. Usually he just says what he says, and then we have to like figure it out. You know, the Rambam actually said, we have the Torah, you have my Sefer Mishnah Torah, you don't need Gemara anymore. He wrote Mishnah Torah to get rid of the Gemara. What did Am Yisrael do?
Try to source it and learn Gemara.
Yeah, we're like, oh, Mordik, another Rishon to see how he learned the Gemara. And up comes the Ein Mishpat Ner Mitzvah telling us where the Rambam learned. And all of the Nosei Kalim trying to don, how did the Rambam learn like this? And he just made Gemara learning even more geschmack. But he tried to get rid of it. But we were like, okay, Rambam. Like, okay, we're going to continue doing this. But here he quotes the source. What does he say? He quotes the Gemara in Brachos, right? Kach Amru Chacham Rishonim. Ha'olam haba, ein bo lo achila v'lo shtia, v'lo tashmish. I actually learned this Gemara. I was learning with my Palestinian friend living in Ottawa, and we were talking about like, well, what do they believe? Because they believe in like 72 versions, and so we gotta figure that out. That's also like something that the question that we talk about, you know, in the Beis Medrash, like how do they learn? How do our cousins, the Muslims, how do they learn up this sugya? You know. But we say there's not eating, drinking, no sex. Ela tzadikim yoshim v'atroseim b'rosham v'nanim miziv hashchina. So the tzadikim are sitting and they have crowns on their head, and they have hana from ziv hashchina. So what do you think? What did the Rambam learn from this Gemara?
That there's like no physicality. It's just
right.
Like you're taken care of, basically.
Right. But we're gonna have two questions though, right? One is that he just told me there's no yeshiva, and now we're saying tzaddikim yashvin.
Great question. That's a great question.
And the other question is, they have crowns on their heads. Heads.
Yeah, I love that. Shmuel, I'm sitting up.
So let's see how the Rambam teaches this. Let's see what he does with it. So he says, Harin is barer, it's clear as day, she'ain sham guf, there's no body, lefi, she'ain sham achil v'shtia, because there's no eating and drinking. Now the Rambam's going to have to, the Rambam's not going to answer our question. The Rambam's not totally, he's not going to say v'im taimah. You know, what's the Rambam going to do? He's going to answer the question. He's going to answer the question without asking it. What's that called?
Oh, bevorning.
Yeah. He's going to bevorn the kasha now. He says, very good. It says that they're sitting. They're a chida amru. It's like a
riddle.
A puzzle. You know? Kiloimar. You guys know Kolomar? Every time Rav Ilzin came Kolomar, he would say, Kilomar! And then I knew, to be medayik, every time there's a Kolomar, he's saying something that's not like Kilomar, right? That means that they're chilling. You know, they're chilling. That's what it means. Yoshvin, they're sitting, they're chilling. You know. V'chein zeh she'amru at roseim b'rosheim, that their crowns are on their head. Kilayma das sheyadu shebiglalo zachu l'chai olam haba mitsuya imayim bihi adara shalem. This idea is a reference to their brains, their mental state. Chazak min azek. There's nothing but
Our mental state.
So he says the mental state. That's what it means. It says that the atara is in the rosh, the crown is on their head. Means like it's another way to say it basically. The first one was saying that they're gonna be chilling. The second kalaimar is telling us das sheyadu shebigla. We're gonna be chilling because we're gonna know the MS. We're gonna know the truth. We're gonna be clear, right? That shebigla zachu l'chai olam haba. That we get that those ideas which took us to Chai Olam Haba. Person doesn't get to Chai Olam Haba before the super chill, right? This idea that he's chilling and that he has the crown on his head is basically saying that he's right. Das sheyadu shebiglala zachu l'chai olam haba mitsuya imahem. They're like living with this understanding, with this elevated consciousness. Kinyan Shamar Shlomo, but Atarash Itra Lohimo, like what Shlomo says. And now he's going to say, if it says, at the same Al Rosham, there's the Hareu Omer, Simchas Olam Al Rosham. We say, just like over there, ain't Simcha Guf Kadesha Danuach. There's no Simcha that you could just put on a head, right? Not like a yarmulke. Kadesha Danuach Al Rosh. So it must be that it's talking about like a mental state, just like Simcha.
Oh.
You hear that, Joe Canner?
Yeah.
You with us? Yo, Jake, why are you on mute? I'll unmute you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think.
I'm driving.
You're driving. Where you going, bro? Wow, this is so geschmack.
I gotta get a SIM card. Long story.
Long story. All right, shteigin here.
Weiter.
We don't need SIM cards. We need Simcha cards.
Simcha cards.
What a Rebbe joke. Oh.
How's the Judamania book coming?
Yo, Judamania, I wrote it, yo.
Is it out?
Yeah. I got it. I want to make it available online so that people could just like.
That's genius.
But
wait, Shmuel, you survived.
I survived what?
You didn't die before.
Where?
Before writing the book.
Oh yeah, that was a worry of mine. But it's not complete. So we're that's a good point.
Okay, we're not fully out of the forest yet.
Yeah, we made it this far, and now we're gonna make it even farther. We're gonna guys, this I'm telling you, the times that we're living in right now is epic.
Crazy. Epic. Out of hand.
We're shteiging all around the world, with
your boy Simon's translating the Ashlag Kadosh.
Yeah, do you know this? Yo, I'm trying to translate the Ashlag's Talmud Esther Sfirot into English with commentary, like Rev Aaron's ideas.
Nice.
I'll send you what I have so far. I have like 8 pages so far. I literally started yesterday.
Dude, 8 pages in one day? That's hafladik, yo.
I would love feedback.
Oh, for sure. So first, before we go on in the Rambam and sheet of the Rambam, we got to take a look at the Ravid. You guys know the Ravid?
It's going to slug him up.
Yeah, the Ravid was slugging Rambam on the reg. He says, Olam haba ein bo guf. Who knows what Aleph stands for?
Yeah, sure. Or Avram Avinu.
Or Avram Avinu, or Yevshar. So when you see Aleph in the Ravid, it always stands for one thing at the beginning. Amavrom. Avram said, "Oh, Abba Ein Bo Guf." Avram, Divrei Ha'ish Hazeh, calls the Rambam Ha'ish Hazeh. It's like this dude. Words. Be'enai, my eyes. Krovim l'misha amar ein techiyas amazim legufos elen neshamos bevad. It's almost as if he's saying that there's not going to be a techiyas amazim at all, which according to the Rambam is like, it's one of the shalosh say ikarim.
Emuno, whoa.
But it says like it seems that the Rambam thinks that there's not going to be a techiyas amazim for the guf. He says b'chaye. He says b'chaye roshi lo hayadas chazal al zeh. Shari argument is like He's like, by the life of my head, this was not what Chazal was talking about. Why? Because it says, Aru b'ksubes, asitim tzadikim sheyamdu b'levusheim kal v'chor michita. Right? They're going to stand in their levush. But we know that the Rambam could just easily answer that and say that it represents something else, right? But he says, "V'chein atzinu livneim, al tikruvuni b'gelim levanim v'lo b'shchorim shema ezket. V'chein amru shelo yashuvu tzadikim la'abar ela amdu b'geviyasan." So that Gemara really says they're going to stand in their bodies. V'chein amru v'muman omdim u'mizrabin, they get back together with their mums, you know, with their blemishes, and they'll get healed. So that also implies that there's going to be a physical Tchias Amazing, but you know what? The Rambam can answer that as well. Is Tchias Amazing according to the Rambam that we're going to have our regular bodies, or is it going to be this like Tchias Amazing that like I don't know? We gotta look into this. We gotta blind share.
Yo, Shmuel, I have class now, unfortunately.
All right, bro.
It was great seeing you.
It was great seeing you, and
Bro, we gotta hop on Zoom more.
Oh yeah. We're gonna.
Dude, we have to chill more.
Oh, for sure. We'll do it. Peace out, bro.
Peace. Thank you.
Much love, bro. Okay.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
My Wi-Fi went out, so I might have missed this, but I don't get his question because the Rambam he's talking about Olam Haba. So isn't Tchiyat HaMeitim a Geula thing?
Well, when is the Tchiyas HaMeisim going to come? You know, the Rambam over here, it's a good question. Like, what is he talking about Tchiyas HaMeisim? The Rambam's talking about Olam Haba.
Is it different or no? I don't know.
It's a great kasha. When is the Tchiyas HaMeisim going to come? According to the Rambam. It seems like the Ravid is learning the Rambam that if he's talking about Olam Haba, that Tchiyas HaMeisim is like something that's going to happen with Olam Haba. And if he's saying that there's not in Olam Haba, if he's saying that there's not bodies and physical bodies in Olam Haba, so then he's saying it's like he says Karov be'enai. It seems to be in my eyes that there's no Tchiyas HaMeisim for the body. Because I think he's learning that the Tchiyas HaMeisim comes right before Olam Haba. Which could be. It makes sense according to the Rambam that that's what it is. And so then according to the Rambam, is Tchiyas HaMeisim even with the physical body? I mean, yes, that's what Tchiyas HaMeisim is. So it's very fair. You know? But he basically proves, he says, Aval Efzer, he's gonna answer, he's gonna say, that they're gonna get up in their bodies. Aval Efzer, I was gonna say maybe a terrorist. Aval Efzer, Bore Yasim Gviyasam, Chazakos Ubrios Kigviyas Hamalachim. It could be that they're gonna get into their bodies, but maybe it's not in the same body as they had, but it was a body like the body of the Malachim, Ukvias Eliyahu, who underwent apotheosis and became like an angel, right? He's like, so this he's cholik on the Rambam. I think the Ravid is learning that the Rambam does not believe in Tchiyas HaMeisim with guf, or what? Like they're gonna come back in the guf and then die again and go to Olam Haba? Like it's very not clear so far according to the Rambam what he holds by Tchiyas HaMeisim. And so we're gonna. But the Ravid says that it's possible that they'll have a body like angels, right? And then they'll really have like crowns, but you could still have it without achila and shtia, right? It's like a new type of body.
I just feel like they're talking about totally different things. You do feel like, I don't know, like it's very evident that the Rambam is talking about Olam Haba, and I know that the Ravid says Be'nei Krovi, like in my eyes, so he's not totally saying that he says that, but I don't know, I feel like they're talking about two totally different things.
Right, because why is he talking about Tchiyas HaMeisim? So the Ravid seems to be conflating those two ideas.
or I'm missing something.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point. That like who's talking about Tchias Mesim, talking about Olam Haba. Seems to be that Tchias Mesim is going to happen, and then after Tchias Mesim is going to be an Olam Haba, according to how the Raven learns. Maybe the Rambam learns different. Maybe the Rambam learns that there's going to be a Tchias Mesim. We're going to come back to our bodies and then die again and and then when you die, you go to Olam Haba.
Right.
Like the Rambam, and then if the Rambam learns like that, then the Ravid is absolutely no kasha, except for the fact that he doesn't really think that like the whole mushal thing that this represents that he doesn't think it's so convincing. But let's see this next Rambam. He's gonna talk about Chai Olam Haba, kama. You guys see a difference in those words?
I see it. I don't know what the difference is.
So you know, ki ze kama nichsov nichsavti.
Kama milashon kmiya, like shkifa.
Nailed it exactly. Kama David. How much did David desire of his ava and long for Chai Olam Haba? Shneimar luleim andi l'rosh b'tuv Hashem eretz chayim. Right. Kvar hodi'unu chachamim harishonim shetovas Olam Haba ein koach ba'adam la'asiga al buria. We can't understand it. Who's this like? Ve'ein yodea gadla v'yopia v'atzma ela kadosh baruch hu levado. We don't know the beauty of it except for the Eibishter can only depict it and think about it. V'shekol ha'tovus shemiznavim b'hem and avim Yisrael einan ela l'devarim shebaguf shenenem em Yisrael limos HaMashiach. All of the Nevi'im, they're talking about great things for the body. That's only talking about Yimos HaMashiach. When the Memshala is going to go back to Israel, which, by the way, is the way that the Rambam learned Shibud Malchios, that the Jews are going to be like in charge. Aval Tobas Chai Olam Haba Ein Lo Erech V'Dimyon V'Lo, which is interesting, very interesting. Ein Lo, it doesn't say Erech, it says Erech. Very interesting, very, very interesting. Keep that in mind that it says Ein Lo Erech. There's no V'Dimyon. Below Erech, like Erechin, right? There's no like similarity. There's no way to. There's nothing equal to it. The dimyon and comparison. Below dimua neviim kadesha lo yifchasu osa b'dimyon. The neviim didn't even try to say it. Hu shishayu Omer ayin lo raza him lazecha yasel mechakalo. Kiloimer hadova shlo raza osa ayin navi lo ra osa el Elohim asa osa Elohim la adam shemechakalo. Amru chachamim. Kol hanavin kulam lo nibu eli Yimos HaMashiach Olam Haba ayin lo rasa Elohim zlasecha.
It's Rabbi Yochanan.
What? Rabbi Yochanan. Fairish Rabbi Yochanan, right? The fairish Rabbi Yochanan. All right, let's see. Test Bays, right? Umivnei zen is avu kol Yisrael nevi'ayim v'chachmeim Yimos HaMashiach kadei sheyanuchu mimalchuyos she'ena menichus and lasok b'dor v'mitzvos gehogan. You know, again, the Shibud Malchios, they wouldn't have Shibud Malchios. Nimat Selem, Margoa, the Yirbu, B'chachma, Kadeshis, Chai Olam Haba. The Bishop Oza, Yavim, Tirba, Adea, Ve'achachma, Ve'aemesh, and never Kimala Aretz, Deas, Adonai. The Nemar, Lo Yilam, Do, Eat as Achiv, Eat as Re'eu. The Nemar, Vasirosi, as Leva, Evan, Mibasarchem. The Bnei Ozo, Amelech, Yamod, Mizera, David, Ba'achachma, Yosef, Shlomo, the Navi Gadol, Karol, the Moshe Rabbeinu, the Vila, Yilame, Kola, Am, V'Yorel, Sam, Derech Hashem. Going to help people shteig. The Avo call a goyim the shamo, right? All of the nations are going to come to hear him. Shenamar v'eva achar the yamim nachon yin har beis Adonai v'rosh yarim. The so-called star klul v'atov ha'kmona she'in lo hefzek v'gironu Chai Olam Haba. The end of the schar, that's Chai Olam Haba. Aval Yimos HaMashiach hu ha'olam hazeh the olam ki minhago holech ela. Shamalchus tachzor Yisrael. Shibud Malchios. Who's this like?
That's Shmuel.
Yeah. The Kvar, and I can say it fair. Kvar Amru Chacham Rishonim Ein Bein Ha'olam Hazeh Yimos HaMashiach El Shibud Malchios Bilvad. The only difference is the subjugation of the nations. Both sides. What's the bamba?
He's now siding with two conflicting opinions.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
Well, I think again here he's making a distinction between Yimos HaMashiach and Olam Haba, which is what I was saying.
In Yimos HaMashiach, brother, in Yimos HaMashiach, he brings both of them, right? over here he says Ein Bein Ha'olam Hazeh Liyamusa Mashiach El Shibud Malchus Bilvad. Okay, cool. But then in Chet Bet or Tet Bet he says that in Kol Nevi'im Kulan Lo Niznabu El Liyamusa Mashiach, which is the sheet of Rabbi Yochanan.
Oh, so you're gonna say how, like those nevuas? They describe it more than Shibud Malchios. Is that basically the kasha?
Those nevuas they talk about like nevuah talks about I don't know a bunch of great stuff that's gonna happen.
Right, and you're saying that's obviously more than Shibud Malchios. So how could he then say?
Right, that's Shibud Malchios only. You guys, this is a bumba. Joe, you want to say something? It keeps on going to your screen. I don't know. All right. Anyways, so but
I was thinking that I was gonna ask the question, and then it's like, how does he say Ani Mashiach? Clearly, we have no clue what's flying.
Well, to believe that it's gonna happen and to know exactly how it's gonna happen is too under Sachin.
I mean, but like, how could you believe in something if you don't know what it is? Like,
believe that it's gonna happen.
Exactly. That's why I think to be medayik on him. That's why it's dafka b'vias hamashiach.
Yeah, that it's gonna come. That's gonna happen. But he also says you have to believe in tchias hamesim, but like doesn't necessarily say that you have to know exactly how it's gonna happen. Same thing with Torah min hashamayim, you know. Like
I didn't mean necessarily how it's going to happen, but like what it like
that there will be a
something,
that there will be a coming of some Messiah to do something. Right. You know, he leaves it very vague. You know. Okay, so first of all, this is a bomb. This is a bomb kasha, this stira, and I just brought the next makor. I don't have to read it, but just basically that we were mechavein to the shteigin of a kesef mishnah, right?
Dope.
Which is super dope. Maybe I'll just read it real quick. Or things it says Mashma Hasan Abba pliga de Shmuel. He argues the Shmuel. Says Ein Bein Ol Adon Yishach Shemach Yvad. Rabbeinu Kasav Kan Had Rabbi Chiya Bar Abba Rabbi Yochanan Beperek Sha'achar Zeh V'Gav Beperek Yvid Yochanan Lovin Kasav the Shmuel of Tzarchian. So the kesef mishnah. You guys know what the kesef mishnah was?
I don't know exactly who he was. I know he's one of the Nosei Kalim on the one.
Yeah, you know, Jake. You know.
I forgot.
Joe Catter. He's paused.
Super loud where I am. Go with problems of NLC.
Okay. What? Oh, yo, nice mask, bro. Oh, I got one too. Yo. So we were mechabe to this question, right? Tzarchian says, so we have this kasha, this outstanding question on the Rambam. How does he paskin like both of these deos?
Right.
We have like completely stira. He quotes Shmuel again at the end of all of Yara Chazak. So why does he quote Rabbi Yochanan? All right, so we got that question. Capish? Weiter?
Let's do it.
All right, now we're gonna see the shita of the Ban. He's brought in this parish on Mishnah Torah. They don't know who the parish was, but they have this parish, and he brings down the Ramban, the Ramban. So that's like the awesome thing, right? Fine. Here's what the Ramban says. All right. Now it's a long Ramban. We could read it. We're going at a good pace. Everyone's shteigin. We're here.
I got like 15 minutes.
Okay, so let's get this Ramban quick. Hine, בכמה מקומות מוכיח כי העולם הבא הוא עולם השכר לעוזר של הקדוש ברוך הוא מחייב את תחיית המזים. So he says, right, in many places, it's mevur that Olam Haba is the place that God does tchias hamezim for. So now that answers your question, like, where's the Ravid, right? Where's the Ravid coming talking about tchias hamezim over here? We're talking about Olam Haba. So the Ramban says that in many places, tchias hamezim and Olam Haba are like connected. But it could be that the Rambam learns differently. The ain't no olam haneshamos, but it's not olam haneshamos. Shekaroi got it. That's called Gan Eden. Elo olam hatachia who the who olam she'azir Hakadosh Baruch Hu l'chadish acher was Mashiach v'tchias hamezim. So the Ramban says it's going to be Moshe Mashiach and tchias hamezim, and then there's going to be olam haba. But he says it's not the olam haneshamos that it's called Gan Eden. This is a real world. So right now he's gonna say just like we are created in Olam Hazeh, we start like, and it's like a process where the baby, the fetus is like develops. So the gomer begidim b'atzamos kach matchil Olam Haba b'or v'bazar v'gomer begidim b'atzamos, meaning that it's like a process, and we're gonna go into it, right? We're gonna like transition into it.
But where does Gan Eden fit in all this? If he's saying Olam Neshama is Gan Eden,
maybe it's where a person chills when he dies. You know?
So Olam Haba is only if there's Geula? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, Gan Eden. When a person dies, he doesn't go to Olam Haba. I mean, people call that the world to come. That, I guess, is another type of world to come. I guess that's another idea of world to come. But when the Gemara and the Torah and the Rishonim talking about Olam Haba, they're talking about not a personal Olam Haba, like, oh, I'm out of this world, I'm in the next world. Olam Haba is the entire world is going to everything. And it's not eating and it's not drinking, right? But the question is, well, what's happening in that Gemara? We saw the Rambam, right? How we saw the Rambam learned. But if the Ramban is saying that it's that you have the guf, right? After Tchias Amazim, so then why is there no eating and drinking? What's the point of having a guf? What's the point of Tchias Amazim? We'll see. And so another thing, which I thought was really cool, I was bring something Kabbalistic over here, which is that the Ramban says, the Kinor of the Beis HaMikdash was at 7 strings, and the Moshe Mashiach there's going to be Shmona, there's going to be 8, because there's La Matzeh Al Shminis. Yeah, Olam Haba Eser. Olam Haba is going to be 10. What is that? What do you guys think about that?
The Sheva Midos and then Keter Chachma Bina.
Yeah, it sounds like Spheros, right? It sounds like he's talking Kabbalistically, and he's actually going to say it Beferish now. Uperish Inyan Ki Akinor v'Klei Zemer v'Mikdash Remesh LaSagas HaMachshava Hanidlis Baruch V'Ein, right? That the violin, the harp, and musical instruments in the Beis HaMikdash are remez to understanding, to these deep psychological, mental understandings. The aim begashmius davar dak kamuzika. Because there's nothing in the physical world that's like so refined as, and you guys see that he says the word musica? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty dope, huh? He's going straight into Kabbalah. My question is what happened to the 9th, right? Right? So that's 7. And then in the Moshe Mashiach, we're going to have an Aliyah and you get the 8th sphere. What's the 8th sphere if you're starting from the bottom?
Bina.
Bina. Nice. So there's going to be like an elevation of Bina or something. And it actually fits because they're going to say, they keep on saying that there's a time when like the elevation of consciousness, there's a literal elevation of consciousness in the time of Mashiach. And then there's another elevation of consciousness. There's a double jump. And they go and they get Keser, they get Chachma and Keser. And I'm not going to talk about the Zoomshteig, Keser, Corona, even though they mean the same thing. But it is interesting. The Yerma is Osal Olam Habati Asaga Shlema, complete Yud Spheros. When we call upon him, he says Neil Mode, we're going to learn Beferish Olam Haba, who Olam Sheyesh Bo Guf, that there is a body. Mikdash Begela Velo Olam Haneshamos Shehu Achar Misa Sa'adam Miyad. That's immediately after. That's the Gan Eden. That answers Wild Kasha. And he's going to go through some things, and he's going to talk about some amazing things. Oh, check it out, yo. He says, Margala Bepumia Derav. Who knows what Margala Bepume Derav is?
It was his go-to saying.
Yeah. Margala is like...
regular.
What?
Ragil.
No. Margala. Oh, maybe. I thought
it was like it's common in his mouth. Like he says it all the time.
I hear that, but I don't think that's what it means. I think well, it could be that Margala, but I think Margala is here talking about a Margolas, which is a what's that thing in an oyster?
Pearl.
Pearl. It's a pearl. It's like a pearl.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Wait a second. So now the Ramban is going to have to answer up, right? For that Gemara, the opposite way. That Gemara, the head and the sitting is perfect for him. But wait, is not eating and drinking? How does that work according to the Ramban, who says that there's actual corporality and physicality in Olam Haba? You hear the kasha?
Yeah.
Like this Gemara is going to have to be understood by both of the days. He says, Olam Haba ein bo achil v'shtia v'lo kina v'lo tachos el tzadikim yashim v'atuzem v'rosham v'nanim miziv hashchina v'kadosh baruch hu mashpia miziv hashchina shene'emar v'chulei. So what does he say? He says that, right, and God gives them ziv hashchina because it says eshpa, I will satisfy you, be'ekitz tumunasecha. At the end of the picture, I don't know, I have to look at what the pasuk is. How do we eat? We eat from the ziv hashchina. Yeah, there's not going to be regular achila and regular shtia, but we're still going to be in our bodies. And how are we going to sustain ourselves? With the ziv hashchina. Does that remind you guys of anything? Achila v'dayis k'dirsiv be'or p'nei v'alet by Matan Torah, right before Matan Torah, right? V'chein amru, Moshe Rabbeinu me'ayin haya ochel. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he went up to on Mountain of Sinai, where he didn't eat 40 days, 40 nights, where did he eat? Miziv hashchina haya nazon. So he's telling to the level that Moshe was on at that time. That's what it's going to be like. Right? The altit me shari achayos mosos, like he said, like achayos. What are the chayos? They're about the angels. They're also eating ziv hashchina. What's he talking about here? Because the soul could get sustenance just by connecting to Torah. He says, Kikiyum HaMelachim, the Ramban, the Ravid, and now the Ramban can compare us to the Malachim. It's just like in the Malachim, that the way that we're going to eat, right? We're going to be at such a high spiritual level in Olam Haba, according to the Ramban, that we're not going to need Achila and Shtia. Actually, it's Kayim HaGuf, Bikiyum HaNefesh. The fact that like the Nefesh is Mikayim, the spirituality, the soul, the spirit, that's getting fed. That's all we're going to need. We're going to be on a high level. We don't need eating and drinking. Like Moshe, right? And they also say that the man was Ziv hashchina. Okay, done with the Ramban. So we see the Ramban's shot now. Huh? You guys see?
Yeah.
That the Ramban, how did the Ramban, he had to learn that the achila and the shtia, even though they have a body, is still not a physical achila and shtia. They're really sitting down with their physical bodies, but they're on a level of consciousness that Am Yisrael was at that Moshe was at, and when the Zakanim were eating before Matan Torah, it says v'yoklu v'yishtu. Rashi says, like they got sustenance from that. Eating and drinking is a reference to a spiritual type of sustenance. So even the Ramban says by Tchiyah, it's amazing that we're going to be like a malach. The Ravid mentioned that it would be like this like malach thing. He's saying that no one's saying that we have the exact same kiyum that we have now of eating and drinking, right? That's right. Like that no one's saying. The Rambam seems to say that there's like no physicality to it whatsoever. And the Ravid and the Ramban seem to learn together that we're going to be in some sort of elevated state, that we're going to have a physical body, but we're not going to need to eat and drink. We're going to just be able to sustain from ideas. Okay? Then
Is that how you translate Zvichat?
Ziva
Shechina.
Shechina, I would type that as like rays of like God's, like rays of
The splendor.
splendor. Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, rays of splendor, but really I view it as elevated consciousness. You know, you got the 8th Sphira in Yemos Mashiach, and then the 9th and the 10th in Olam Haba. And so there's this elevated consciousness that is agreed upon across the board. The only machlokas is, well, are we going to be in some sort of angel body, or are we just going to be abstract intelligence? But the Rambam also mentions angels, right? He says, Kimalach Hashares. Remember, go back to Chet Beis. Olam Haba ein bo guf v'gviyah ela nefashos tzadikim bilvad below guf Kimalach Hashares. The Rambam also learns that they were like malachim. Interessant, yeah? I brought a Likutei Moharan just as a shout out to Harris Garber, because he loves Likutei Moharan. He says, I am lo rasa, because it's all one. Like, and we'll be able to like see it and all that, fine. This next thing, okay, so we have the sheet of the Rambam, sheet of the Ramban. They both compare, right? They both compare it to Malachim. They both say that Olam Haba is not going to be physical like our world. But the question is, how different is it going to be, right? Cool, right there. All right,
Yeah.
now the next thing I brought was were a few psukim in Parshas Vayera, right? That the three guys, Vayera Adonai Elav Hashem Be'alei Marei, V'hinei Shlosha Anashim Nitzavim Elav Vayar, and they came. Remember they came and they did all this stuff, and then at the end it says, Asher Azza Yitin L'Neim V'hu Omed Aleim Tachas Ha'etz Vayochelu, and they ate, right?
So your kashas had to eat if they're malachim.
So what does Rashi say? I didn't bring Rashi. What does Rashi say? What does the Rashi say? That the eating, right? That the eating that was going on, it is niru kami sha'achlu. They look like they were eating. Migan shelo yishana anav mina minag. The person should always pretend that they're eating. A person shouldn't be like an outlier. Fine. So that's Rashi. The Vayochelu, right? But there was an eating by these malachim, which is interesting because we're just talking about how malachim don't eat. So they looked like they were eating, but they weren't actually eating. Zok the Rama Memor Navochim. Okay? Kvar Be'arnu. Ki kol magom she nizkara bo re'iyas malach. You see a malach? Eina shezeh amnamu mara nevua o bechalom. It's just it's like a dream or a trance, but none of this actually happened, according to the Rambam. This whole thing was just Abraham tripping out, you know. Also, he was tachas ha'eit. He was under this tree. This tree was a what type of tree was this? Do you guys know? It was an acacia tree. Whenever we talk about these trees, talking about acacia tree. Acacia tree is a very prominent source of DMT. Talking about not letting people take control of our consciousness. You know, DMT is a very psychedelic and psychotropic thing. And so according to the Rambam, he was just like tripping out with this nevuah, right? Let's see the Ramban. The Ramban is done some lumdish bombas over here. He says, he brings down Rashi and then he says, "Ubesefer marin avaychim nemar ki aparsha klal ufrat amar akazut techila ki nira elav Hashem b'maros hanavua." It was just prophecy. Ve'ei chayis amara azos ki nasa eina v'mara ve'ine gimel anashim nitzavin alav hayomer im nama zazirei me'enecha zeh zibur masha amar v'mara hanavua lechem min mehem agadol shabem ve'im v'mara lo niru elav rak anashim oichlin basar ein amar v'yar elav es Hashem. If it's just people, so it can't be just people because it said that God showed him. So it can't be that it was just three dudes, right? It had to be, right? That's what the rabbi was learning. That it had to be that it was like, but God didn't come. Lo b'marav, lo b'machshava. V'gad lo nimtzeh b'kol nevuos. Says lo lasha Sarah ugo. Sarah didn't make things. Lo asa Avraham bakar. God Avraham didn't give him food. God lo tzachak Sarah. Right? Rakakol mara. And all it was, right? It was a vision. It was a trip. Like a false dream. What's the point of this dream? It was a crazy dream, a fever dream. And also the Rambam says this by Avik Ishimo, by Yaakov, right? So this is what that's how the Rambam learns these malachim coming, right? Shakol Mara Navua, Zakta Ravid, Zakta Ramban. Oh, really? He's saying, well, if it's just a dream, then why was he limping? You hear?
Yeah.
Why was Yaakov limping after the fight with the angel if it was just a dream? If it was just a prophecy? If there was not actually a guy?
What's the teretz?
What's the teretz? It's a good kasha. Before we even get to talk about the teretz, you hear the kasha?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I have to dip in like 5, just a heads up.
Okay, thanks for the heads up. So we're gonna finish this Ramban, and then me and Jake are gonna just like finish a little bit, and then we're gonna call it shteig. Finishing this Ramban, so he says, he says, "V'lama amar ki re'isi alef b'nevuah nafshi." Wait, he was afraid? Why was he afraid? He was just nevuah. The Nevi'im aren't afraid when they have nevuah. So he says, and also, what about Lot? He's going to ask about Lot, about Sodom. That what all these people are nevuah, are nevi'im, that they're seeing like they're seeing all this happen. The angels came to save Lot, and then the people in Sodom got upset. These people in Sodom were nevi'im, right? Zog the Ramban, the Eile Devarim Saisrim HaKasav, they contradict what's written. Asur l'shomam af kilamim. You can't even listen to them, not to mention to believe them, right? So the Ramban says is that he's cholik on the Rambam. He says no, there were people, and there were malachim. What does he say? He calls it Giloi Einayim, that they're able to see, even if they're not Nevi'im, they're able to see it. And he calls them, they came down in a malbush. They came down in a physical representation. They were manifesting themselves physically. But Abraham did really see them. They weren't eating, actually, right? They weren't actually eating. That's how the Gemara learned. They weren't actually eating, but they were physical people, right? Malbush Yusag Le'enei Basar, right? Now, I was thinking that perhaps the Rambam and the Ramban are going here l'shitasam, according to their reasoning. According to everyone, they're like malachim. According to the Rambam, they're like malachim. That's just in nevuah. It has no physical representation whatsoever. It's completely abstract. It's just happening in his mind. But there's no physical manifestation of an angel. He says Kamal Asharis. The Ramban also says Kamal Asharis, and so does the Ravid. But for the Ramban, yeah, there was a physical manifestation. They weren't actually eating. Where did they sustain themselves? That's from Ziva Shechina, from intellectual stuff. But there was a physical manifestation. This is the Rambam and the Ramban going Lishit Azam from Geula to Nevuah.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty mordic. Yeah, it's like very geschmack, because we see them going according to their reasoning. They both compare us to malachim. Either way, in Olam Haba, there's going to be a new, right? Even according to the Ramban, in Olam Haba, there's going to be a new world order, you know. But the question is, how is that going to look? And that's their machlokas of how it's going to look, how it's going to be manifest. Is there going to be any physicality or not?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the legit. Now, the next part of shiur, which Jonah, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear. The next part of shiur I discovered today. I found a Ben Aryeh on the Mishnah Torah that answers the stira in the Rambam and the Machlokas in the Gemara, al pi abir hagra, on the most esoteric part of the Zohar, called Safra Ditzniusa. You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, but basically, like, I thought we could like see some of it inside, but I could like run through it real quick if you give me like a little bit more time, or if
Yeah.
not, then we can.
You
gotta
intrigue
roll?
me with the Safra the Tzniusa for another 5. But
Another
after
5 Safra Tzniusa, Geschmack. Okay, so the Gra says in Safra Tzniusa, the Gra is talking about very, 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 very Kabbalistic things. You know, the Safra Tzniusa. So he says he's able to answer for the Rabbah, but Taretz does the Rabbah. He says Elu ve'elu. Okay, so let's see which part of Safra Tzniusa. I rarely like, learn Kabbalah in public or on like in any public forum. Like, that's like
I've been learning Zohar with Dr. Jerry.
That's dope. I don't know who that
Davidel's
is.
dad.
Who?
Rav Davidel's dad.
Oh, that's Geschmack. But so I only, when I'm giving shiur, I'll zushtel a Zohar or a Perish Agra if it's Nagaya to the Sugya. I'm not just going to sit there and learn Zohar. He says, Vizes, so he talks about Krizas Orla. He talks about Zes Sod, Mashiach ben Ephraim. He says, Rakim Yizku, right? He says, Vishiur, he says, Vizes Sod shiur Yemos HaMashiach ke shiur Ateres HaYesod. We'll talk about that another time. Rakim Yizku Yavo Kodem B'Yimloch Mashiach ben Yosef Kemo Shou Kodem LeDavid. Because we know that the first 2,000 years, I could have brought that Gemara. I'll bring it. The first 2,000 years was Tohu, 2,000 years of Torah, and 2,000 years of Yemos Mashiach. Right? We're in the Yemos Mashiach now. Says the Gra. It could have started by the beginning of the 5,000. Shehu Darga Ahod. Okay, going into Kabbalah, right? Sheshamat Chil ben Malucha, talking about Shaul, who was the son of Yosef. The Zesh Shekazar Shnei Alav Mashiach. He says, Az Ein Ben Olam Hazel Mos Mashiach El Shibud Malchus B'Mad Aval Mashiach Ben David Yavo Az Bala Hamaves. That's Ayin Lo Rasa stuff. V'Zen Nikra L'Asir Lavo. V'Zen Shekazar V'Gavim V'Ziyad Shmai Ber Gimel. So what's his teretz? What's the Gra's teretz? The Gra is saying, I'll explain it because I don't know how familiar you guys are with this concept. The Gra is saying there are 2 Mashiachs. There's Mashiach ben Yosef from the lineage of Rachel, and there's Mashiach ben David, the lineage of Leah, and both of them are going to come. This verse, he says, Mashiach ben Yosef is going to come,
and he's gonna die.
Well, does he say that?
Maybe not.
He just says that Mashiach ben Yosef is going to come. What's Mashiach ben Yosef going to do? We're going to be coded. We're going to have to be zochet to something, and then we'll be zochet to the Mashiach ben David, and that's going to be crazy. He says the way that the Gemara is talking about, the way the Rambam could bring both, and this is a pretty adventurous thing to say in the Rambam. The Rambam doesn't mention 2 Mashiachs at all, as far as I know. But he's saying that there's going to be a Mashiach ben Yosef. Mashiach ben Yosef is going to come into what's the difference? Shibud Malchus. Mashiach ben Yosef is going to deal with that Inyan. Mashiach ben Yosef is going to deal in this world with the government on our back. He's gonna relieve us from that subjugation, and then we're going to have a chance to be to go to Mashiach ben David. And then it's going to be Tchias HaMesim, right? And then it's going to be Bala Lenetzach. That there's going to be in this Tchias HaMesim is going to come right before Olam Haba, contemporaneously with Olam Haba, and that could work according to Shmuel also. Because we said the Nevi'im, Kol Nevi'im, Lo Nisnabu Eli Moshe Mashiach. According to Rabbi Yochanan, Tchias HaMesim is going to happen already in Yemos Mashiach. According to Shmuel, Tchias HaMesim is going to happen only in Olam Haba. So the question is, so maybe that's their machlokas. Of when is there going to be Tchias HaMesim? When is the Nevi'im that are talking about it? Are the Nevi'im going to be in Yemos Mashiach, or is it going to be in Olam Haba? And it seems that the Rambam brings them both. How could the Rambam bring them both? So he's saying that maybe the Rambam was being Merames. Really, he holds like Shmuel, because look at the next Rambam. He brings at the very end. Okay, so maybe he holds like Shmuel, but he brings Rabbi Yochanan to say, oh, by the way, this is also going to happen. But like the Rambam is poskening, the Rambam is poskening like these halachas, like he's not poskening halachas of like that are like inconceivable. You know, we're not talking about things which are, because the Rambam says that Tchias Amazing is something which is not like me olam hazeh. So he says that he's going to come to bring shalom in the world, right? That there's not going to be anything different. Mashiach is going to come, Eliyahu is going to come. But then the Rambam says something very interesting. This is at the very end, the last chapter of his book, of Yad HaChazak. He says, Kol elu advarim kayozu ben lo yeda adam eich yu. We're not going to know exactly what they're going to be. We have all these ideas. We're not going to know exactly what they are. Dvarim stuminei zanavim. Galcham ein kabbalah dvarim elu. Ella lebiach rab sugim. We can make like, we can have like ideas. Lebiach yesh them achlokas b'dvarim elu. Therefore, such machlokas. V'algo banim ein sidur abayos elu. Lo dikdukem yikar hadas. I'm saying like, listen, these are interesting things to talk about, but this is not. But in the end of the day, we just, you know, we have to have emunah that's going to happen. We have to just, we have to learn them. But they're not the ikar. A person shouldn't be mechashev kates, he says. And we see this in davening, right? In davening, when the order is very strange, right? But remember when we said ein erech ve'ein dimyon?
Yeah.
And we said it's the erech. So I wanted to end shiur today. Maybe we could we sing this song, but when we're singing the song, understand like the order that they're saying. The order is like completely wacky. But you know, let's see. You want to sing the song, and then we'll call it a shteig.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Ein aroch Hashem Elokeinu ba'olam Hashem ve'ein zulascha malkeinu. Yo, guys, sing with me. V'chayei. You don't have to. Oilam haba b'rbi gishmak. Efes biltecha go aleinu limosa Mashiach v'yein doime l'cha moshienu l'schias ha'mesim. So the order is all crazy there. But ein biltecha go aleinu limosa Mashiach. You know, you guys, we are in Yemos HaMashiach right now. We are living in Yemos HaMashiach. And this is a time of Geula. You know? You know? We're in these times of Mashiach right now. We've been in times of Mashiach for a while, and we're ready. You know, we're ready to have this elevation of consciousness, to get to that 8th sphere, to get to that Bina.
Amen.
Shall be Zochet to always be shteigin, and always be growing, and always be b'simcha, you know, because doing big stuff here, yo. Such a treat to have you guys. I love you guys, and we will see you again soon. Peace out.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming through.
See you later.
Bye, bro. Good shteigin.